welcome to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy and I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. And today's pick a card topic is all about no contact and the person on your mind and what do they wish that they could say to you today. This is a request from the comment section, so I want to thank the subscriber who did request this topic. If you have any other topics that you would like to see covered here on the Tarot Cottage, I would love to hear your ideas. Drop them as a comment below this reading or any of the readings this month. Also, if you are a subscriber and you drop me comments below, I do automatically enter you in for a chance to win a free tarot reading with me. And all you have to do is drop your comment below any of my readings this month for your chance to win. I will contact you beneath that comment to let you know that you are the winner and to give you clear directions on how to get the process started. I will never send unsolicited DMs, so be sure to protect yourself from people who could be posing as the Tarot Cottage here on YouTube or perhaps even on Instagram. There's a lot of copycats that are floating around there. But for today's topic, in no contact, what does this person wish that they could say to you that they cannot say to you for whatever reason? What do they feel like was left unsaid or is unsaid in this connection at this time? We do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the 5 of Wands. Pile number 2 with the High Priestess. Pile number 3 with the 2 of Wands. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there could be messages waiting. My timestamps are always listed below. Spirit doesn't want you to spend too much time overthinking this. They just want you to take a deep breath. And whatever calls out to you with your energy, if it doesn't resonate with you, of course, I'm reading for the collective. So please be sure to trust your instincts, trust your gut. You can always try a different spread or a different pile altogether. But for today's reading, no contact. What do they wish that they could say? Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to go ahead and jump into pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the 5 of Wands, and this is your reading. A no contact love message. What does the person in your mind wish that they could say? What really strikes me about this 5 of Wands is the fact that she's a beautiful woman. She's carrying this beautiful parasol, but it's not raining, so it's not for the rain, it's for the sun. So they do feel like there's a lot that has been left unsaid or not a lot that has been clarified between the two of you. The 5 of Wands is also speaking of like a restless period in their life, maybe a very it almost feels like coming of age that's coming through as well. So there could have been like a lot of competing forces and a lot of distractions in their life at that time. They also feel like they had a lot more time before the separation happened. They just feel like they left you in the dark. So 5 of Wands. Let's take a look here and see for pile number 1. I think it's also very telling, pile 1, that even before I finished my intro, my 1 tea light went out. So there's a reference to like things coming to a close way too quickly. Things being extinguished maybe way too fast. So no contact love message. What do they wish they could say right this moment? We have the 6 of Cups, starting out very, very nostalgically with the 6 of Cups. This feels, again, very coming of age, very nostalgic, connected to you, lots of history between the two of you. This feels like someone that felt really connected to you. It could have just been a friendship, may have just been a flirtation. Maybe it didn't evolve into romantic relationships. And it's because they didn't say anything. They grounded themselves. They were always kind of waiting for a perfect opportunity. And that's what they're saying. I was just always waiting for just the perfect moment to say something. They have a lot of regrets here. A lot of regrets about missed opportunities towards relationships and love because they just didn't say what they wanted to say. Maybe they thought it was obvious. Here's the Queen of Coins. Lots of Virgo energy. The Lovers, oh my goodness. Now, what they also wanted to highlight, what they really wish that they could tell you was about how attractive they found you. Despite the fact that we start in a place of innocence and almost like youth, it almost feels very youth-driven or school-age-driven. It's like there's a sense of development, there's a sense of growth, of abundance, of this Queen of Pentacles, and they really didn't put themselves in the same boat as you. They're highlighting Beauty and the Beast here, for instance. It's like, I was not good enough for you, or I didn't feel good enough for you at the time. And I ran out of time. They're highlighting the Beauty and the Beast and the dome with the rose underneath it. they didn't feel like they earned your love. So they were confused about how you were feeling, or they thought that you were just looking at it like a friendship dynamic. Here's the Chariot. And I'm hearing the reference of like, I just heard boat that bass. Like as in, you know how some fish will put up a big fight and sometimes it takes a long time to get them into the boat? That's what it felt like in the dynamics between the two of you in the past. It just felt like everything was kept under the surface and I just kept diving farther and farther towards the bottom of the lake overall. Afraid to kind of raise my head, afraid to break through the surface of that water. And now I feel like that hasn't shifted or changed for them. It's endured, I just heard. Because what they wish you would know, what they wish they could say to you is that they had this attraction, that they did not feel worthy of you, and that they're still struggling with this. There has been growth. You've matured, you've aged. There could be relationships that they're contending with or you're contending with now. So these are obstacles that could get in the way, but they really want to focus on, again, what they didn't say versus what they're capable of now. They're saying, I'm confident now. I'm grown up now. I have things that I want to say, and it almost makes me jealous to think of you in other relationships. It makes me jealous to think that I wasn't equipped then, and I couldn't say anything because I was too afraid. I'm not afraid now, but I can't say anything because of the practicalities that have shifted and changed. It almost doesn't feel fair. It almost feels like an irony, you know? And Spirit's calling it now, they're calling it a symbiotic relationship. So it's like two people that were maybe helping each other along these lines or on a very similar tangent, emotionally or through attraction. Here's the Queen of Pentacles. Supporting. Yeah, there's just an emphasis for the divine feminine. Here's the Seven of Swords. They also want to express that if they gave you the impression that you were some type of lower standard or that you were not up to par for them, that's completely false. That they actually had intentions to say something. I also feel like on the divine feminine's perspective, you may have felt like you were just about to say something. I was just waiting for the perfect moment. I didn't know when it would come, but I was just waiting for the perfect moment. And then that, I feel like you could have cut them out, or maybe you moved away, or there's just something here about the delay taking too long and then the energy between the two of you shifting. Things taking too long and the energy, and specifically maybe the divine feminine's perspective is shifting because it took too long. Because they just want to say that they saw the opportunity and they know that they failed in that moment. And it wasn't you. That's something that they really want to establish. It was not the divine feminine. She's here twice with this Queen of Pentacles. They do hesitate to come forward now with some of this clarity because they don't want to create awkwardness or they don't want to create vulnerability for you. There is an emphasis right now for the divine feminine in motherhood, so they may be privy to like a shift in your experience. They also, again, part of them doesn't feel like they're really on your level still, despite growing confidence. And I feel like they're calling themselves like an ugly duckling in the past. I don't think they were very confident with their looks. And they're sort of blaming that as a scapegoat right now as to why they didn't speak up in the past. It's like, I didn't look like you, but I think they've really grown into their looks. I think that they're really good looking actually at this moment. And I think they've worked on themselves. For someone, they've like gone to the gym. They actively work on themselves. That's why their confidence is so much bigger now. But it almost was inspired by the insecurity they felt and I'm almost hearing high school. The insecurity that they felt at that time was what inspired them to work on their body, work on themselves. I feel like they go to the gym a lot to eliminate distractions still. There is an aspect of clarity that has come in on the internet. And I don't think it's because of communication. I feel like they've seen something on the internet or seen you. And to be honest, I think there's jealousy that comes in. They're riled up about it. They're riled up about jealousy, about you in a relationship. And it's like a comeuppance. They're saying to me, I feel like this is my cross to bear. It's like, this is my comeuppance. This is my this is why I'm suffering in this way, is because I embraced the in-between a little bit too long. Because you've changed directions. But some things never change. There are some really major themes here with the Devil. So despite immediate appearances and despite evolution in the practical sense, you know, we all have to grow, we all have to evolve. There's still attachment. And I feel like it could be mutual here, to be honest with you. They don't know that it's mutual. They're just feeling that. They almost feel addicted to you. And I feel like there's, again, a sense of arrival. It's like they've arrived at certain perspectives. They've arrived at certain positions in their life. But some things in regards to this specific connection never change. And it's because it sets itself apart from other connections that they've experienced. They will always hold a little candle for you. They're always going to care about you. And I feel like this person genuinely cares about you. They may not have known what love truly was in the past when they met you, but they know now. And they can still kind of interpret what existed between the two of you, a really deep connection. They still interpret that as like love in this moment. King of Wands, here's the Seven of Swords. A lot of Leo, Aries, Sagittarius with this king. We have a lot going on here though. A lot going on. We have Virgo, we have Leo, we have Aquarius, we have Gemini, we have Cancer, we have Capricorn. We have the whole gamut here, it feels like. What do they wish that they could say? Hand of Cards. They're saying that they were being strategic at the time. They did not show how they truly felt, and they knew that that was a gamble that they were taking. And the truth is that the reality stings because the gamble did not work out. They kept their cards a little bit too close to their chest. And now I just saw the snake. It's like they don't want to be competition. They don't want you to have to look over your shoulder. They don't want to bring chaos into your life. We have soulmates. It says soul contracts, agreement, partnership. Back of the deck says healthy choices. They're trying to make healthier choices in love and life. They are working on their self-care. It's not that they aren't unhappy or that they are unhappy necessarily. It's that this is always going to be a point of contention for them. The type of connection that we feel with the Six of Cups is not something that goes away easily. It is someone that we kind of put up on that pedestal. And perhaps because it remained in innocence and it didn't extend into the romantic realm the way that it should have, that's why they're able to keep you and you're able to keep them on that pedestal. But back of the deck says paradise. It says happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. This seems to be like a fantastical energy. It's like we could have built something. There's a certain amount of loneliness that they do experience when they think about what could have been between the two of you. So let's get some written cards today for a change of pace. What do they wish that they could say, please? And no contact at this moment. Ever since you left, you haven't left me. I have a cut on my hand. I'm sorry. I went to the cottage for a week and I fell out of a kayak. So I did cut myself up a little bit, but ignore the cuts on my hand. Any obsession is dangerous, but you are my obsession. It hurts my heart to hear your name. That's such a sad one. This is not just somebody who feels like they missed a connection. This is someone who felt like deeply connected to you. It's a deep friendship that they are missing as well. Is it too late to apologize to you? What do they wish they could say, please? To pile number 1. Let me out of the friend zone. That is what they wanted to say overall, even in the past. I feel like despite the fact that they shouldn't, they're still holding that candle. I could lose myself in your eyes. I thought I had more time. It's coming out here with I have secrets. And I do feel like they're in regards to you. And maybe even in regards to their insecurity. I'm thinking of you right this second. I just saw I crave you. teach me a few things. There could be an emphasis on school. To be with you, that's all I want. Because I think I'm in love with you. This is a double-sided energy. It says I daydream about you as well. Back of the deck says here, I need to feel your touch. They're also worried if they disappointed you in some real way. That's something that really concerns them as well. Let's get a couple more message cards here. What do they wish they could say in no contact to pile number 1, please? I know I was a distraction from your pain. Again, the reference to like being not up to par or not on the standard or level of you. You could have been more popular, maybe more attractive at that time. They definitely peaked after high school, this person. I wish that I had treated you better. They wish that they'd been more honest and open with you. I regret lying to you. I wish I could take back some of my words. Truth is that they want you. So perhaps they even denied it to people or to you as well. Or perhaps it was a complete omission. Back of the deck says, I can feel you leaving me behind. I do feel like there's an emphasis and a desire to see you again, but I don't necessarily feel like this person feels capable or feels like it's appropriate for them to come forward at this time. Pile number 1. Let's get a charm bowl for you. If you're new to the channel, I do end each spread with a charm cast. I start with teeny tiny tarot, but then I move into charms. And of course I have my own interpretations for each charm that I have in my collection, but I always encourage you to really take a look, and whatever kind of brings, whatever the charms bring up for you, there's a message that could be waiting for you in the bowl. So this feels like a very long-standing no contact. It could be quite a few years, actually, that you've been in no contact with this person. I feel like someone's moved, uprooted their life, or moved completely out of the same town that you two were in ultimately. It just feels like we've been dealing with this for too many years at this time as well. It's become almost like a part of their temperance. It's like we all develop a certain type of balance that we try to maintain. It doesn't mean it's true temperance or true balance, but it's like they're getting used to carrying this with them. So it's been long enough that they're used to carrying that weight around. They're also highlighting weight. I don't know if somebody had gained a little bit of weight in the past, or they've now lost the weight, and that's what they're doing in this moment. Like what they wish they could express, the closure that they're hoping to express, is in an attempt to try to ground themselves. It's like they're trying to prepare to see things as they are without judgment. We have the Buddha here. We do have the umbrella. There's an emphasis on the umbrella on your card choice as well. And we have the baby grand piano, emphasis on youth, maybe even on children. We have the apple of education and temptation coming through. So you could have gone to school with this person. We have a syringe next to a key. So insecurity, being at the forefront of why they didn't express this truth and they kept it inside. We also have the letters G and M. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell as well. You may also check out my links for Etsy for a personalized reading. I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the High Priestess, and this is your reading. In this no contact situation, what do they wish they could say at this moment? Now, the High Priestess sits upon a lot of information that she knows to be true, and she doesn't let it out. It's like a secret that she's hoping. And they could have been saving these secrets for later. It even says save at the bottom of the card. On the card itself, it says here, beautiful and sensational. This could be a part of the message that they have to express for you as well. It even says discounts in store. So there's this like reference to perhaps you having to slum it with them a little bit overall. But there's so many messages that they feel like they want to express, specifically about thinking really, really highly of you. And all of these like white and black spots, they're highlighting like being chicken, being afraid of being able to express how they truly felt. This gives me, again, it gives me a lot of like Audrey Hepburn vibes, this card. So let's take a look and see What do they wish they could say right now in no contact? We're starting with the Eight of Cups. Oh, there's already Five of Cups. Lots of regret in walking away. One of the first messages here. World. In fact, I almost want to pair this with the Five of Cups. The World and the Knight. Lots of regret of holding up action, holding up focus and intention towards you as well. It's like we have the Page of Swords on the back of the deck. This person watches you now. I feel like they watched you a lot then too. And yes, Page of Cups, the Star. They were just focusing me on the beautiful and sensational. And then we have the Page of Cups coming up with the Star energy and the Five of Pentacles, because this is beauty. This is somebody that has my attention. This is someone I'm wishing for. This is someone that I'm crushing on. This is somebody that I want. But it doesn't feel like I have a lot of courage to try to go for it. Knight of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups and the Eight of Wands. They want to say that they left confused and they feel like they left you confused. It feels like a fantasy. You feel like a fantasy. And that's what they want to also express, is that you were this fantasy for me. And I felt such a huge draw to you. I was so attracted to you. And I never let that out of the bag, I don't feel. Here on the back of the deck is the Tower. There's the Three of Pentacles. Here's the Knight of Swords. There's a Six of Cups. There is a similar kind of vibe to this reading as in pile number 1. So there could be messages waiting for you there as well. Because the Six of Cups was a main theme of that reading. And there's a nostalgia surrounding it. So youth can be a focus of the Six of Cups. The past, education, you know, a period of time where we saw each other when we were younger. It also speaks of friendship. So that could be a dynamic of this connection for you. The Tower here is about the truth coming to the surface, like bursting out of me. But it feels like it happened after the fact, because the Knight of Swords is protecting themselves from charging forward with the truth. Because it's like they don't know what's going to be waiting for them there. And it's like they're convincing themselves of what is going to be waiting for them there. So they're trying to kind of navigate around their own actions and the self-blame that they're applying to themselves. They're saying, I resisted because I was afraid of getting rejected. But I should have taken that risk. You were worth that risk, is what they're saying. You were worth that risk. And now I don't know what type of foundation we could have built. It feels like a fantasy that they're still maintaining, but they don't know. They'll never know what type of, if they could have brought their fantasy into reality. They wanted you to see them as like reliable, someone that you could depend upon. And I feel like they kind of got friend zoned a little bit because they had a huge crush on you. And they're also talking about plans that they had made to kind of express themselves, but lots of regret that they didn't take action when they had the opportunity. Because they're speaking about like a time when the two of you had a conversation where that conversation or that moment in time was like their chance, their opportunity. That's when they should have acted. And I don't feel like they did. They have a lot of regret surrounding how they handled that situation. And I feel like they were really looking towards you to see if you were feeling on a similar way, but you might have been very kind of tight-lipped at the time. It's like they're almost saying that they needed you to like nurture them or like baby them along a little bit. A lot of Aquarius energy here today. Queen of Wands. But also very intimidated. Like there's something here about this black cat that serves as a warning. And it's almost like they knew at the time that they would regret not acting. It's like they had this intuition, or it's like a knowing that popped up of like, if I don't act, I think I'm going to regret this. And they're highlighting like almost 7 years of bad luck. They're saying that they crossed your path recently. Whether it's seeing you online or seeing your social media online, they feel like they crossed paths with you. They may have seen you in a moving vehicle. They may have seen you online in some way. But this has just brought everything back to the surface. And this would have happened almost like in the last month or so. Ooh, we have here the Two of Wands with the Six of Wands coming out in a state of limbo. And this is the Eight of Wands. It's like I was making plans to give in to the momentum. I was making plans, but then the rug got swept out from underneath me. They're talking about flirtation that happened between the two of you that did give them a tiny bit of confidence that you may have felt on a similar vein, but they never felt that confirmation come in fully. They have considered reaching out to you online. Now, I don't know that they will execute that decision at this time, because it is easier to just think about it and fantasize about it and think of the options and what could be than it is to actually face that truth. Yeah, I don't know that they will actually extend their truth to you in a physical way at this moment, but they do want you to know that they are still holding space for you no matter what. Like this Two of Pentacles says, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know if, but I know that I'm still juggling these feelings. I know that they're still sitting inside of me. I know that I still think highly of you. I know that there's absolutely nothing wanting inside of you as well. With this Queen of Pentacles, and there's the Emperor. And I think they're also saying that they tried to tell themselves that this was a temporary situation, that they wouldn't feel this way, but they've come to realize that they are wrong. It's like I was lying to myself and you. I was not honest about the true nature and the depth of this feeling. And we have two people falling from the Tower here. Two people who may have had very paralleled feelings, actually. We have girl talk, time with friends, moving on. It says living in the moment and having fun. This could reference to the friendship that existed. It can be an emphasis on the divine feminine, but it doesn't have to just be a divine feminine relationship. Please take the messages as they resonate and leave behind those that do not. We have cassette. They are replaying events, the old conditioning over and over in their mind. And they're also saying that endings bring new beginnings. So there could be an adjustment where they feel like endings of their current relationships could bring in new opportunities. They just may not feel like they can come forward other than in a state of fantasy because they may not be able to commit to. We do have engagement ring and people who have evolved into new, higher levels of commitment. And we have Axe. It says stopping the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. Now the Axe does speak to me of the Tree of Life as well. So if you have moved into higher levels of commitment, if this person has moved into higher levels of commitment, that could be what this Tower is really representing in foundations. That could be why they resist coming forward at this time. They don't want to create havoc for you or anyone else at this moment. We do have here looking at the past, wanting to make memories, keepsakes. I do feel like there's an aspect to the internet is playing a role. Again, they're claiming that they crossed your path in some way, that you kind of popped up out of the blue in the midst of this separation. And they're saying it's been at least 5 years for someone watching. What do they wish that they could say, please, at this moment in no contact? Whenever I am with them, I think about you. Perhaps reference to third party and part of what they're juggling in that Two of Pentacles. My attraction is more than physical to you. I'm waiting for your call. So they may not feel like they can reach out, but they may be open to communication from you. They haven't closed things off. They haven't released. They do regret emotionally walking away. I want to run away together. I want to feed my curiosity with you. I'm confused. I don't know how you feel. The Seven of Cups can definitely highlight confusion. And it's like they're going through the options of how you could feel, both negative and positive. I lie about my feelings for you, but that has got me stuck in a karmic cycle with you as well. you have probably moved on, question mark. What do they wish they could say at this moment, please? Let's get 3 more, please, Spirit. Oh, we've got too many. We'll try this one. I have so much to lose in this moment. Are these feelings mutual? They're also highlighting marriage. I think about that last day a lot. I want to marry you someday. And I feel like on that last day, they were still holding on to this idea of like potential and more. And it feels very innocent, that card, I want to marry you someday. Back of the deck says, this feels impossible, but I just can't let go. Let's get one more, a few more little messages, please, for pile number 2. What do they wish they could say? I'm going to be pulling from the Divine Masculine Love Oracle. This deck is available below. Something is holding me back in the moment. I do feel like there could be commitment cycles that may be holding you or them back at this time. They're juggling a lot of responsibility. I still fantasize about you, and they do fantasize about new beginnings. Don't give up on us. You take my breath away. They still feel, I just saw it, they still feel jealous over you. They wish they, thank you, Spirit. Do you miss us the way I do? And the back of the deck says, I am trying to become a better person at this time. So many real and raw emotions coming from this person, pile 2. We're going to end your spread with a charm cast. We're going to start with Teeny Tiny Tarot. The last thought this person had about pile 2 in the bowl, please. King of Cups. Love. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Here the High Priestess ultimately in the 9 of Cups. Oh my goodness. The most recent thought was even like the same maintenance of crush energy. Somebody that holds back their true depth of feeling and true depth of emotion here, keeps it hidden. And I feel like this is a state of limbo for the High Priestess and the King of Cups. So they've been in this state for quite some time, taking a passive approach, but still kind of holding on to these old memories, holding on to the way that they feel, to the wish connected to you. It does feel like someone who doesn't want to sacrifice anything in this moment. Doesn't want to sacrifice how they feel, but also doesn't want to sacrifice anything practical. We have Z and U. We also have here the vulnerable heart, the letter S and L. We have a dolphin. I think of friendship with the dolphin, and the 3 of Cups. And we have ing reverse. And I think of ing as like an action verb or an action word. So this is a reversal. So somebody who did not take action. We have here made with love. I think of children. And we also have here temptation with the carrot. Temptation to perhaps communicate here with the penny. It is coming from 1999. And we have this charm that says kind, free, brave, strong, happy, compassionate. All of the beautiful qualities that they feel like you could possess. We also have a little pink baby shark, highlighting children or youth for Divine Feminine. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading. And it does sell out quickly, but I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But please come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the 2 of Wands, and this is your reading. A no contact love message. What do they wish that they could say to you right this moment? It says learn to dance. It says tango and the 2 of Wands. I just heard the term 2 to tango in this moment. So there's a sense of like flirtation and back and forth and like a romantic notion with the tango. It's very passionate. And it says learn to dance. So there's the reference to like including ourselves in the dance. And learning as we go. So they've learned a lot of lessons connected to this, to themselves because of you and because of the experiences that they had with you. They may have also felt kind of ill-equipped, or they didn't have a lot of experience to be able to act the way that they should have acted or wanted to act in relation to you in the past and in a flirtation. There could be references as well to being in the same class or working together. But what do they wish they could say, please, in no contact to pile number 3? We have the Three of Pentacles. They're saying that it all started with a look, making eyes at each other from across the room. And it could, again, it could have established itself in work or in school or something. We have the High Priestess. We also have the Page of Wands. They also want to talk about your incredible smile. There's something very provocative about your smile. It could be a beautiful smile or something very different about it. There's just something about your incredible smile that they never ever got a chance to kind of express to you. Because even now we have the High Priestess with this Page of Wands. And this Page of Wands is exploration. And someone who is too afraid to come forward and say what they wanted to say. And they're calling themselves, they're saying that they're very foolish and very stupid. I'm hearing the terminology. I don't have the sense that God gave a turn up, is what I just heard. Because I kept too much of myself hidden. It started with the eyes. Then we started to smile at each other in this environment. And I was very, very interested. Here's the Six of Wands. They also felt like you were very, very interested. They don't have any kind of questions about whether or not you liked them too, or at least whether or not you were attracted to them as well. They could kind of tell just by the eyes and the smiling, and they could kind of tell. But I feel like there's like a lot of youthful energy here. Now they're highlighting like playfulness with the daisy. They're highlighting, do they love me? Do they love me not? And like games being played. Maybe between the two of you in a flirtation. Oops, Seven of Wands. And I feel like they were on a limited schedule, or like they had just a short window of opportunity with you. This doesn't feel necessarily like a long-standing connection. It is a no contact. I feel like there was a spark between the two of you that should have evolved even into more. But it feels like they were on a limited time period, and they're saying like the scheduling wouldn't allow me to keep going, or our opportunity to be together or see each other in the same environment, that came to an end more quickly than I wished. Time flies when you're having fun, is what I'm hearing. Time flies when you're having fun. Here's the Page of Cups. Figaro the Cat. We also have here the Four of Wands. And we have the Eight of Wands. Oh my goodness. Like there's something really passionate with. They wish that they had surrendered to this. This Four of Wands is like a launching pad. It's like you still easily trigger this person here too. And they're talking here about, even though they didn't say something, you can see the little kitten has a great big bow around its neck. And the bow for me is a symbol of somebody who thinks really highly of us. Even though they didn't say that, that's how they felt. And it's coming from a heartfelt place, but it also feels like it's coming from an emotionally immature place, like someone who, again, who doesn't have a lot of experience or doesn't have a lot of confidence in the romantic realm. Let's see if this light does any difference to our, turn on the light there. You have still acted as inspiration. This person actually might pop up, actually, to be honest with you. They say they have so much that they want to express that they might actually pop back into your life. This may not end in no contact. We have the Tower. We have the Star. I do feel like for a time you may have been connected online, or this person looked you up online. Like there was curiosity there, so they kind of used their curiosity to look you up online while they were spending time with you, or while you were in the same environment. This may not have happened after the no contact. So it's not that they don't know where to find you. They do know where to find you, and they could utilize that as a resource, they say, in the future, because they might have plans on coming forward. They're feeling kind of tempted to come forward. And we have the Four of Wands. And together, you know, the Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, together that's the Ten of Wands, and the fear of the unknown. That's why they're saying I didn't act. They're saying I couldn't say what I wanted because I was just afraid of what you would say. I was afraid that maybe I was wrong. I was afraid that I misread the signs and the symbols, because they say that there was lots of signals coming in from you. Here's the Two of Cups coming in reversed. And the challenge that they had was that they thought that maybe you would be disinterested in a relationship with them. That could be what has been holding them back from making contact up to this point, is because they're afraid that maybe you would be disinterested in hearing from them because they didn't take action in the past here. And they say you don't even have to do anything to inspire me to come forward, because the truth is you are enough. There's so much temptation surrounding you. It's like there's goddess energy here. There's the divine feminine here in this case. There's so much sensuality surrounding her. Here is the 7 of Cups now and the 6 of Wands. Here's the 2 of Wands. I do feel like this person feels a pressurized energy to come towards you. We have the 8 of Wands here. We have the 8 of Wands in correlation here as well. And I feel like they're weighing out their options. They're doing some sort of shadow work in this moment, trying to think of whether it's safe to come forward, whether it's just easier to fantasize than it is to make it real. But you continue to put pressure on that confidence. It's like they still get confidence from those past memories, from the eyes, from the smiling, maybe from a little bit of a mutual flirtation back and forth. And maybe both of you were kind of ill-equipped or inexperienced, or you didn't know what to do with the attraction. It says learn to dance. Again, they're bringing forward that message of it takes 2 to tango here. I want to just see what this Tower is about here with the 3 of Pentacles, please. The Hierophant. They're talking about like an unconventional approach that they should have taken instead of preserving something. They should have just gone for it. So they really want to express that I wish I had stepped outside of my comfort zone and taken the exact opposite approach that I took. So if the approach that they took was very limited, just with the eyes, just with the smiling, just with a few words here and there, they're like, I wish that I hadn't saved that in. I wish I hadn't saved all of that up. They're talking about also having a problem with like authority, or having a problem with the roles that they had to play. It's like I had a problem, maybe they had a problem with authority in the dynamics or a group setting where you knew this person from, but they're also highlighting like having a problem with being the aggressor, or being, I don't like to use a word like aggressor, but being the active participant, or being the person that brings forward all of the change. Now, I'm also getting a secondary message that's coming in, and I am reading for the collective, so if the message doesn't resonate with you, you can try a different pile or a different reading, but this is very specific to someone watching. There is this desire, this perhaps a hope and intention to reach out, to speak this truth, to speak and tell you how highly even this high opinion of you that they had in the past. They may not be open to a full-fledged relationship at this time, because they're talking about having to take an unconventional approach to your relationship, especially if contact with you could create upheaval in already present commitment cycles, whether it be for you or for them. So I feel like they are not opposed to that, if I'm being honest, in communication in the future. They're saying, I might be open to an unconventional relationship with you moving into the future. So even when they met you, maybe there was already, maybe that's why it was just flirtation and never action. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they felt like they couldn't come forward because of already present connections. What do they wish they could say, please, at this moment? The Butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. Transformation. We have the Sword and the Rose, clarity, truth, revelation. And Clock, it says, I need time, it takes time to heal and progress, but they are still interested in talking more. And it also says a weighted message arrives. I think they're going to reach out to you, pile 3. The other piles were not really like this pile. They're a little bit different. So I think that you have a good chance of hearing from this person again. I don't feel like this is going to be a no contact forever. Let's get some message cards to see what sort of things they wish they could say in the present moment. Unfinished business, we need to talk. They could pop in very unexpectedly into your life. You don't even have to do anything to encourage it. I'm thinking about that day that we met. I spend a lot of time it's hard to see. I spend a lot of time daydreaming about you. I'm afraid that you won't like the person that I've become. Or that you won't like them, or that you'll reject them. It says here, my life is in chaos right now. We do have the Tower here as a representation of chaos, perhaps, in their life. They could be actually suffering from like arguments and conflicts or something in ever-present relationships at this moment. But they do want you to know that you are so attractive to them. I also saw a card referencing friendship. Have you moved on? Question mark. It's like, do you still think about me too? You make it easy to love you. They also do fantasize about a future with you. I fancy everything about you. Oops, on the floor. We have, I love you, but ... So there's still attraction, but there still could be some obstacles as well that they are perceiving, even after no contact might come to a close. I'm trying to make sense of it all. Please give me some time. That's here. I miss you terribly. Do you miss me? And also, I'm afraid I've already lost you. Back, whoops, I banged you. Back of the deck. It says the breakup was bad and I'm still healing. I don't necessarily feel like there was a breakup necessarily in this connection, or if there was, I don't think it ever evolved to a relationship before there was some type of separation that did exist here. They may feel like they gave you the impression that they were disinterested in a relationship with you, but that was definitely not the case. Let's get a couple more message cards here. I never meant to hurt you or disappoint you. It wasn't you, it was me. If they left you confused, if they left you feeling triggered, I feel like they spent some time trying to deny their own involvement in that. I was putting myself first and I'm only hurting myself more. Putting my own safety or my own truths under the surface, but it's just come back to bite me. You're so different, but that's why I love you. I'm still protecting this connection. It doesn't feel over for this person. It's, yeah, just wait on me. Please don't give up on me. I do feel like this person's going to pop up into your life with communication at some point in the future, Pile 3. We also have here, I really hate not communicating with you as much as I wish I could. It says here, I do want us to be in a relationship on one side, and on the other side it says, you really have been by my side, and I do cherish you for that. So despite the fact that there's been no contact, it does not mean that this has not influenced this person greatly, and I feel like the influence is going to bring them forward. They're making plans. They're making plans, but they can only make so much of the plan before they hand over some of the control to you in what you want to establish in this connection once that communication could open up for you. And Spirit just gives you that information because they feel like it'll be useful for you if and when they do pop back in, so that you can have time to prepare to make adjustments if necessary. 10 of Wands. Spirit is really hoping that you will unload some unnecessary baggage that you're carrying regarding this person's actions in the past. It's not yours to carry. It's like they intentionally perhaps took the actions that they did or intentionally didn't speak up in some way. And it wasn't because they were trying to be cruel or mean or show disinterest. It's that they just weren't feeling capable or they were afraid of the consequences themselves. Could have been because of their position. The King of Pentacles is often very much secure in a position when we meet them, if they're in that, when they're presenting themselves like that. We have X and G. This could have been a flirtation that should have evolved into more. There may have been even like ghosting energy here from someone. We have here the dragonfly changing directions, being hungry for success, and they're feeling some type of call to the divine feminine. I don't feel like this one's over, Pile 3. We have somebody who hesitated because they were feeling emotionally pulled in different directions, and there's the Tower. They were trying to avoid conflict or avoid upheaval in some way. Pisces energy with the Fish, and we have a commandment from the Bible that says, I almost can't see that, thou shalt not bear false witness. So somebody who lied about how they feel, they're not being honest with you or other people. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading as well. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.